Hi, welcome back to Q Entertainment, where we are playing Magic the Gathering. In this episode, we're going to continue opening some packs, and as well as applying the mastery. I think there's another mastery orb. We have 4. Let's continue with completing the first branch. I think it's the white one. We get cosmetic cards, Halvar, God of Battle. Next up, we might as well go with blue. These don't affect gameplay at all, these are just cosmetics. They change the way our cards look when we play. I think for both us and the opponent. Giant's Amulet. Rune of Flight. Okay, we've applied all the mastery upgrades we can. Let's go open some packs, and the reason I want to open packs, from what I understand, I've done a little bit of research, is when you open the packs and you get these rare wildcards and uncommon wildcards, but also when you open a pack and you do get a rare or mythic card. So for example, here we get a mythic card, Narset of the Ancient. It means when we do get more rewards and other like the mythic rewards and stuff, the game will, I think, prevent us from getting the same cards we already have. I think it only applies to rares and mythics. So, and then additional points and stuff that goes to some kind of vault system. But I believe you have to open a lot of cards, a lot of packs to get that. But this will just prevent us from getting duplicate cards when we do unlock, when we do get rewards from games and quests and challenges. So, quickly going through some of the cards. Sanctuary Smasher. So when it gets cycled, you put a first strike counter on target creature you control. So we have got this legendary Planeswalker, Narset. You can gain 2 life, add a bunch of mana, and only use it to cast a non-creature spell. -2, draw a card, then you may discard a card. When you discard an online card this way, Narset of the Ancient deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost, equal to target creature or Planeswalker. That's a pretty good spell. And for -6 you get an emblem with, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this emblem deals 2 damage to any target. Pretty good, but it will be a difficult Planeswalker to play as it needs 3 different kinds of mana. Red, white and blue. We also have a Wingspan Mentor. It puts a flying counter on a target non-human you control. With an ability, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with flying. That's pretty good. Lurking Deadeye with Flash. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Similar to Jarl, I think it kills something that was done damage. Sabertooth, Migratory Greatthorn, Garrison Cat, and a common wild card. So the other pack we have. So Aven Gagglemaster gains 2 life for each creature with flying. We get it to Fury, Master of Time, Legendary Planeswalker, Mythic. You may activate loyalty abilities of Teferi on any player's turn. Anytime you could cast an instant. Draw a card, then discard a card. Target creature you don't control phases out. Take 2 extra turns after this one. I must be honest, I'm not sure how the phasing works. I need to sort of figure that one out still. Heartfire Emulator, sacrifice it. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or Planeswalker, and a couple of cards, a crab, Bitchburn Devils. When it dies, it deals 3 damage to any target. Wall of Ruins, Portugal's Vine, Roaming Ghostlight. So, I don't think it was anything spectacular so far. Grotag Nightrunner. When it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Interesting. Swarm Shambler. When it enters the battlefield with a +1 counter on it. Whenever a creature you control with a +1 counter on it becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, create a green insect creature token. And then it has an ability to put a +1/+1 counter on Swarm Shambler. Okay, so if it's left on the battlefield, it can get really big. It's cheap. It's a 1 mana. And it's a 1 mana activated ability. Jawari Disruption, counter target spell. Unless its controller pays 1. Pretty good. And then a couple of common cards. Brute. Gnarled Colony. Can enter the battlefield with counters on it. Each creature you control with a +1 counter has trample. Okay, Mind Drain. Target opponent discards 2 cards. I'll go through these a bit quicker. So we have Halvar, God of Battle. Legendary creatures, or just creatures you control that are enchanted or equipped, have double strike. At the beginning of each combat, you may attach target aura or equipment attached to a creature you control to target creature you control. So basically you get to move your equipment or auras around for free. That's pretty good. And it is also itself an equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has vigilance. Interesting. Uncommon wildcard, Dusk Wielder. With a crown, at the beginning of your upkeep you lose 1 life unless you, so you can basically enchant an opponent's creature. This is good when they have potentially maybe like indestructible creatures or valuable creatures. You can attach it to them. And then they'll have to either sacrifice or keep taking the damage. I guess. Probably other ways to play that. What do we get? Magda Brazen Outlaw. Other dwarfs you get +1. When a dwarf becomes tapped, create a treasure token, and then you can sacrifice 5 treasure tokens to search your library for an artifact or dragon card and put it onto the battlefield. That's a pretty interesting card, but I do think it takes a while. You need lots of dwarves or lots of turns. So, but interesting. Bind the Monster. I think we've seen this. Fearless Pup. So Fend the Fangbearer, I think we've seen that. Binding the Old Gods. Dream Devourer. These are all cards I think we've counted already. Okay, a pathway, so it's either black or green. Could be interesting. Call the Forge Master. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, return it to its owner's hand. And creatures you control that are enchanted or equipped get +1/+1. And we also have Svella Ice Shaper. So it's a legendary snow creature. With an ability to create colorless mana, snow artifact token that says add 1 mana of any color. So that's pretty good. So you can play it for 3 mana and then activate a tappable ability which creates a token that can create mana of any color. And then for 8 mana, look at the top 4 cards of your library and you may cast a spell from among them without paying its mana cost. Wow, any spell, so creature, instant, sorcery, that's pretty good. And some common spells, Shimmer, Drift Veil, Run Ashore. We got another call, the Forge Master. Barra Goth Blood Sky Sire. So when you attack you can boast and then target player searches their library for a card. Then shuffles their library and puts that card on top of it. So it can be useful to look for a specific card if you have a really powerful card in your deck. Ascent of the Worthy. Choose a creature you control. Until your next turn, all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control is dealt to that creature. And then you can return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a flying counter on it. And that creature is also an Angel Warrior, in addition to its other types. Most Faithful, Iron Verdict, deals 5 damage to target tapped creature with Foretell. That's pretty useful. Basically, you wait till an opponent attacks opponent's creature, then you can do 5 damage to it. And then the last pack, we have Morate the Frost. It can enter the battlefield as a copy of a permanent you control, except it's legendary and snow in addition to other types. And if it's a creature, it enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. And it is changeling. Basically means it's every creature type. That's pretty good spell. So if you have something really like powerful you want to copy, you can use this. I wonder if it's if you can copy a legendary creature, because legendary creatures you can only have one on the battlefield at a time. I wonder if this will if it'll allow you to copy that. Mystic Reflection. Choose a target non-legendary creature. The next time one or more creatures or planeswalker enter the battlefield this turn, they enter as copies of the chosen creature. So you could basically play a cheap 1/1 creature or something and have it be a copy of something much bigger. Just says choose target non-legendary creature. Okay, so that's potentially a way to play things much more expensive or bigger than you have. Rune of Might. You enter the battlefield, you draw a card, and it gives a creature +1/+1 and trample. Okay, and a couple of other cards. Highland Forest, a Snowland, green, red. So I think there's all the packs. I went to the store. I don't think there's anything. Sometimes there is some specials about you get free gold, or you can spend gold to get gems, or you can spend gems to get more gems. It doesn't look like there's anything like that today. Just a bunch of sleeves and cosmetic cards. But I'm not going to buy any of that at this point. And we still have quite a bit of gold, a few gems, and maybe we use some of our gold in an upcoming video to enter one of the sort of events. Maybe a draft, because with drafts it's when you even most of them, even if you don't win any games, you still get at least one pack. It helps build up our collection quicker. That's it for this video. Just a quick pack opening. Hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next video.